Hello everyone and welcome to this new episode of This Week in Tech, the video format where I explain all the most important tech news of the past week. Now, you may be wondering why the hell there's a guitar next to me. And that's because last week I launched a new podcast that is called Tech Pizza. The goal of Tech Pizza is to try to make tech a little bit more like pizza. So simple, easy, democratic, accessible, and fun. And while I was recording the podcast, I had a big problem. Whenever I was switching topic, I wanted to make it very clear for the listener that there was a switch happening. And the obvious choice was to put some music. So go on a website and buy some MP3s from some artist, some little jingles basically. But I thought, wait a minute, I love guitars. I'm gonna play the jingles, I'm gonna record them, and that's gonna be the music that makes it clear that there's a switch in topics. And I had so much fun recording these little guitar pieces that I decided to make the same thing for these videos. So from this video on, whenever I'm switching news, I'm gonna play a little bit of guitar jingles. So I'm gonna take this guitar and just rock out a little bit. Jesus Christ, that was super loud. I'm not complaining, I like it. But I hope that nobody else here is gonna complain. Anyways, this is gonna be super fun, so enjoy. Microsoft announced that it's going to buy Activision, the gaming company behind Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush. This is gonna be Microsoft's biggest acquisition yet. They're gonna pay $68.7 billion for this gaming company, which is a lot more than the previous biggest acquisition that the company did, which was LinkedIn for 2016 for roughly $27 billion. So why did Microsoft decide to pay all this money for a company like Activision? I'm gonna tell you the easy one first. Obviously, Microsoft wants to invest in IP, so all the intellectual property for these games, as well as the talents to build cool games for its metaverse strategy. Microsoft is a company that a lot of people kind of underlook. But if you think about it, these guys were making HoloLens, so the first AR glasses, in like 2015 or something like that. I remember trying them 6 years ago. To be fair, they were really bad. Like the field of vision was really small, but they've been betting on the concept of metaverse for a while. And so now they know that the real key to winning in that industry is having the right content. And that's why they bought this company. But there's another interesting, yet a tiny bit disturbing reason. Activision has an active lawsuit with the California Department for Fair Employment and Housing for allegations of sexual harassment. I'm gonna read you some parts of this lawsuit and you're gonna tell me what you think. Let's start with the easy stuff. Unlike its customer base of increasingly diverse players, defendant's workforce, so Activision's workforce, is only about 20% women. Its top leadership is also exclusively male and white. And now let's go with the really bad stuff. Like the executive ranks, women across the company are assigned to lower paid and lower opportunity levels. Female employees receive lower starting pay and also earn less than male employees for substantially similar work. Defendants promote women more slowly and terminate them more quickly than their male counterparts. And if you think this is bad, wait for this one. Defendants have also fostered a pervasive frat boy workplace culture that continues to thrive. In the office, women are subjected to cube crawls, in which male employees drink copious amounts of alcohol as they crawl the way through various cubicles in the office and often engage in appropriate behavior toward female employees. Male employees proudly come into work hungover, play video games for long periods of time during work while delegating the responsibilities to female employees, engage in banter about their sexual encounters, talk openly about female bodies, and joke about rape. That's pretty bad. So why did Microsoft decide to pay all this money for a company that has an ongoing lawsuit for all this crazy stuff? Actually, this lawsuit was a good thing for Microsoft, and let me tell you why. First reason, very simple. Money. When the news about the sexual harassment allegations came out last summer, the stock price of Activision went down like crazy. The company lost around 20 billion of market capitalization, which means that Microsoft was able to get a huge discount on this company. But there's also a second reason, which is actually, I think, even more important and more interesting. Usually, when a huge company like Microsoft buys a smaller company like Activision, there's always a culture problem. What is it going to happen? Is Microsoft going to replace all the top executives with its executives? Are they going to try to push their culture down into the new company? Usually, this is a big problem. In this case, it's rather easy. Microsoft has an excuse to take all the upper management of Activision, kick him out, and put new ones. And then you're substituting a toxic leadership in Activision. Actually, let me take the quotes out. A toxic leadership within Activision with its own leadership. And Microsoft, it's a company that doesn't have a lot of, problems with the media. It's seen usually as a pretty neutral company, not particularly good, not particularly bad. So what is going to happen now is that you have Activision, a gaming company whose stock price went down because of sexual allegations, that gets bought by a bigger company, Microsoft, that removes all these issues, or at least they try to do that. And well, what's going to happen to Microsoft's stock price? My assumption is that it's probably going to go up by more than the price they paid. Also because it's, again, a huge push in a super hot field, which is the metaverse. Let's see how this is going to play out. Facebook may have to sell Instagram and WhatsApp. This is because the Federal Trade Commission in the United States got the green light to start an investigation about the monopolistic position of Facebook in social media. By the way, I have to remember that it's not called Facebook anymore, it's called Meta. So Meta technically will have to sell Instagram and WhatsApp to somebody else. So let's try to make a little bit of clarity about all this crazy world of regulation trying to say whether Meta, not Facebook, Meta, it's a monopoly or not. Meta was already under investigation some time ago, but that was because of some monopolistic uses of their platform policies. Don't allow third parties to use their data, or that abuse their position by gathering more data than everybody else and using this data to grow bigger and bigger, or buying companies to slow down competition. These were the kind of activities that the Federal Trade Commission was suing Meta for, which at the time was called Facebook. Oh my God, this is too complicated. Let's just call it Meta from now on, okay? But now the position is a little bit different because the FTC is suing Meta just for being a monopoly. They say that with Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, they own more than 70% of social media, and that's not good. So you may think, oh my God, wow, huge problem. Now they're screwed, right? But actually, a Meta spokesperson said that that's good for them because it's pretty easy for Meta to prove that there's a lot of competition actually going on in the social media space. Think about TikTok, which is kicking their ass since a few years. TikTok has had more internet traffic than Google in 2021. It's crazy, okay? On the other hand, it seems like the FTC is leaving alone the platform policies, the way that Meta shares or does not share their data with third parties, or they acquire data from third parties. So it seems like it's actually a win for Meta. Let's see how this goes, but it's clear that a lot of the budget that Meta uses for lawyers is gonna still be needed because the FTC is not gonna leave the social media giant alone in the near future. And that also explains why Zuck wants to push into the metaverse. Social media has become very hard, very, very hard. So having a shift toward a different business, towards owning a platform like whatever the metaverse is gonna be, is gonna free the company from all these crazy troubles in the social media space. Third news of the week is about NFTs. I feel like I'm always talking about NFT these days, but hey, it's crazy. Last year, $41 billion have been poured into this entirely new market. And to give you an idea, the entire global art industry was worth roughly 50 billions last year. So there's a $9 billion difference between the global art market and the NFT market. So it's huge, and that's why we talk about it. Coinbase, the company that you probably know because it makes it super easy to buy cryptocurrency using your credit card, announced a partnership with Mastercard. So Coinbase, together with Mastercard, are gonna allow you and everybody else to buy NFTs using your simple credit card, which is pretty cool because it's gonna make NFTs even more democratic. But it makes me think about something. So an argument for crypto in NFTs is that it's decentralizing the buying and trading and ownership process of owning art or digital assets in general, because there's no central entity that controls it. That's the premise of crypto. But now here's what happens. You wanna buy a digital asset using crypto? Cool. You use your credit card that is controlled by Mastercard, a private company, that is linked to your bank, a private company. It's processed through Coinbase, another private company, and then finally, after it went through 3 centralized private companies, it gets to the blockchain, and now it's decentralized, which is making me think about the whole premise of decentralization doesn't really make any sense if there are all these middlemen that are private companies, again, between you and the blockchain and the process of owning art. So this is a problem that I think the crypto industry sooner or later is gonna have to face. Blockchain is hard. It's really hard to interact with it. You need to be very technical. And the more these companies allow tools to make people access crypto, the more they're centralizing control, they're centralizing access to crypto assets. Thank you for listening to this episode of This Week in Tech. I hope you found this news interesting, and as usual, I highly encourage you to comment on this news. Tech is something that affects all of us, so the conversation needs to be as broad as possible. Now I'm gonna leave you to some chill guitar playing, cause why not? Have a great rest of the day. Ciao.